All right, welcome back. Let's talk about how to apply vertical and horizontal translations, or what we call shifts. So this is where you're taking the graph. Let's say it's a basic function, right? One of those basic functions. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift them or translate them up or down a certain number of units, or left and right a certain number of units. So it's just kind of sliding the graph around the coordinate plane. Okay, and so we're going to do that by adding or subtracting some positive real number. And so the way we're going to do this is we start with, obviously, the function, right? And so let's say this is one of our parent functions, one of those basic functions we showed you last time. And let's k be some positive real number, right? So if we're looking at a vertical shift, right? A vertical translation, okay? So if we're looking at a vertical translation, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding to y, right? So, or subtracting to y, right? So think about this. If I'm adding to the y values, that means I'm adding some real number, right, k, to the y coordinate of all of the points in the parent function, right? So think about the parent function and think about all the points that are in the graph of the parent function. And if we're going to move up or down, we're adding or subtracting a real number, right, from or to the coordinate, the y coordinate of all of the points, okay? So we're going to move up or down anytime we do that. Also think about it this way too, is whenever we're doing a vertical shift, up or down, we're adding or subtracting outside the function, because remember, f of x is the y value, right? So f of x equals y. So if we're adding or subtracting something outside the function, which means we're outside this argument here, right? So remember, anything that's inside here, the parentheses, that's going into the argument, inside the function. But if we're going to add or subtract outside the function, that's going to result in a vertical translation or shift. So it's going to look like this. So we're going to take f of x and we're going to add or subtract some positive real number. Okay? Now, if it's positive, right? If it's a positive real number, that's going to be an upward shift, right? We're shifting upward. If we're going to subtract a positive real number, that's going to be a shift down, okay? But again, that makes sense if you think about what we're doing. We're adding or subtracting from all of the y coordinates of the graph, right? So we can also look at this, right? So let's say we have an xy point. Let's say we have a point on the graph. What we're doing to all of the xy coordinates in the function is we're moving them all, right? So that means instead of x comma y, now it's going to look like x comma what? Y plus k, or if we're talking about like up, right, the upward shift, or if we're shifting down, all the points are going to be x comma y minus k. Okay, so again, think about everything that we're doing to the function, we're doing to each and every point in the parent function. And that results in a transformation. Okay, in this case, we're moving the points around, which is our translation or shift. All right, so now we'll do some examples.